just got a comment, somebody asking me for some information, and it's something that I've talked about probably in a few videos, and it's always worth talking about. It was a good question, and I wrote a lengthy answer, so I thought I would just record it here. Joe writes, future Ember owner here. Would it be possible to do a video focused on tow vehicles? I'm undecided, half-ton or three-quarter ton for a 22-foot Overland. So that's an RV similar to mine. I have a 191 Ember Overland, and he's looking at the 22-foot Overland, which actually has dual axles, whereas mine has one. Hey, we're always putting new merchandise on the site. You can go down in the description, click on our store. We've got turducken shirts, RV's Gone Wild hats, RVing with Joe hats. We got tank tops. We even got a few sweatshirts that are a little adult only. Head down in the description and check out our store now. Again, it's a great question, and here's what I wrote him as an answer. I have done one good video on my truck weights, but it's in general, not about the Ember specifically. I will link it below. One thing I would keep in mind is tongue weight and its effect on your rear axle weight rating, as well as the overall capacity of the truck. Sure, you may need to stay within the max tow weights or the gross combined weight rating of the truck and the trailer together, and you probably will with a tow packaged late model half-ton. But let's imagine your basic half-ton can carry 1,000 pounds of cargo in the back, and mostly of that's going to be on the back axle. You add in the passengers, dogs, a generator, cooler, ice, firewood, and you have maybe 500 pounds left. All of the Embers are going to go over 500 pounds on the tongue weight. It's important to ask other owners to get their measured tongue weight on the 22-foot trailer. In my case, I got the max cargo package on my F-150. This is now only available on the work truck configs with the small little cab, which gave me a gross vehicle weight rating of 7,850 pounds with a rear axle weight rating of 4,400 pounds. That's almost three-quarter ton territory. I also got my max tow package, obviously. So my MSL 191 trailer can get to 700 pounds on the tongue. But I don't ever sag, and my weight distribution bars don't really do a lot of work, except when I go over bumps or I run a little extra heavy in the back. I can tow up the steepest hills, but I do see the transmission heat up to the limit and then stay there with the cooling system kicking in. 219 degrees Fahrenheit, and where it'll sit, and I will stop or back off at 221 degrees Fahrenheit, which has happened a couple times going full speed up bigger passes. When I did my Southwest trip in the beginning, I was driving solo and I was excited about my new trailer, so I was a bit too hard on the truck brakes, and I took off 3 to 4 millimeters of brake pad in the front in just 5,000 kilometers, but I never smelt the brakes or smoked them. I now have the brake controller better balanced, but that leads me to my last point. Like I said, a half-ton and a three-quarter will still pull just fine, and the three-quarter ton will allow you not to worry about that tongue weight cargo capacity. But the three-quarter ton also has bigger brakes, and that will allow you to stop better and faster. I use the gears a lot to slow down as much as possible. Everyone really should. This matters more if you drive in the West, where the mountains are everywhere. If you're RVing in the West, you want to size your rig for driving up and down a steep 8 to 9% mountain grade in a storm at night. It happens, and I've done that very thing a few times. A three-quarter ton will simply give you a better ride with more headroom and safety margin. A half-ton will work, and many will tell you that theirs pulls just fine. I'm sure they're happy and relatively safe with their rig. But I assure you that most of them, including me, go above the 80% of capacity rule, which is a good best practice, but more expensive. And in the bottom, I put the video that I talked about weights, and in the bottom of this video, I'll put a link in the description to the video talking about weights. That's more specifically about just choosing a truck in general. So yeah, Joe, thanks for asking, and hopefully this video helps somebody else just kind of think through their problem. Often a half-ton is going to get the job done, but a three-quarter ton is going to get the job done a lot better, and you're going to have some headroom and safety margin. And if you've got your family and your livelihood on the line, maybe it's worth spending a little extra money on that three-quarter ton. I'm starting to realize that there are off-road, uphill challenges that I will not do with my truck because it's pushing it a little too hard. And had I had a 250 pulling, I would likely take that challenge on and feel like now I can handle it. My last trip I just did, a 500-kilometer run with over 150 kilometers of dirt road and ruts and rocks. I just did that with my truck, and I wouldn't do it with my trailer. But if I had a 250, I would have. I'll put a link to that video in the description as well. Like I keep saying, camping season is in full force. Make sure to get those reservations or head out into the boondocks and just find yourself a spot. And no matter which truck you choose, be safe and get busy living. Thanks, everyone.